Peace to everyone. This is about the city of Chicago sues Jussie Smollett, and as you can see here in the video is Jussie. The city of Chicago has filed a lawsuit against actor Jussie Smollett after he refused to reimburse the city for investigative costs into what authorities said was a staged racist anti-gay attack. The city of Chicago filed a lawsuit. Okay, but you think Jussie Smollett is going to pay them? No, because why should he? He has no reason to be paying them back. All $130,000 plus another $130,000, that comes to $390,000. So who does the city of Chicago think they are? They're corrupt as it is. A statement released Thursday from the city said, "The law department has filed a civil complaint against Mr. Smollett in the surrogate court of Cook County that pursues the full measure of damages under the false statements ordinance. This follows his refusal to reimburse the city of Chicago for the cost of police overtime spent investigating his false police report on January 29th, 2019. Well, you know what? They can file lawsuits all they want. Jussie Smollett is still not going to pay them one red penny because the city of Chicago is petty with their pennies. How about that? It doesn't matter what the city of Chicago says. They're liars. The police department are liars. They're all crooked, obviously. And then, of course, you got Mr. Greenberg, who is a liar as well. The suit comes after Smollett refused a demand that he send the city $130,106 to reimburse Chicago for overtime as police sought to verify Smollett's account. So now $130,106, really? Didn't Jussie just forfeited $10,000 over to the city of Chicago, and apparently that's not good enough for them? And plus he did 2 days worth of community service? What is wrong with these people with the police? What is wrong with them? They're crazy. Ain't no way he's going to pay one red penny to them. No, I wouldn't even pay a damn dime to them. The lawsuit doesn't specify an amount of money the city is seeking, but does indicate it wants over $390,000 plus further relief as this court deems just and equitable. It also tasks that Smollett be ordered to foot any legal bills Chicago incurs in suing him. So now they want him to foot any legal bills. Really, now, come on. When is the city of Chicago going to realize that he's not going to pay them one red penny? They're going to keep pushing him and pushing him to pay that money. But you know what? That's not going to happen. He's not going to pay them back. He's too famous. He's an actor. Who cares? And no, he did not get no special treatment, so don't get that idea in your head. But with the city of Chicago, really? Yeah, okay. Let's see how far they'll try to get money out of him, and he's not going to pay it back to them. More than 24 officers and detectives spent 2 weeks investigating Smollett's claim, with the police department forced to pay 1,836 overtime hours, the filing says. So that's a lot of overtime hours, but he's 24 police officers and detectives? Where did they come from? Where did they get these extra people from? I don't get it. They had to come from someplace, because you know the police department is corrupted, and so are the detectives. See a picture here, I think. The city's resolve to take Smollett to civil court follows a surprising decision by prosecutors in March to drop all criminal charges, accusing him of staging the incident, saying they believed they could prove the charges, but that it wasn't worth the time and expense. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they had a right to drop the charges because there was nothing really to prove, and if there was, he would have been in trouble. Jussie would have been in jail for 3 years, but nope, they decided to drop the charges, seal the record. He forfeited over $10,000, did 2 days worth of community service, and that's not enough for them? Seriously? Mayor Rahm Emanuel denounced the decision as a whitewash of justice, and others criticized the Cook County State's Attorney's Office for not requiring an apology and an admission of guilt from Smollett as a condition for tossing the case. Now they want Kim Foxx to apologize. Okay, but that's not going to happen. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office? Nah, they're not going to apologize for anything. Why should they? And they're trying to admission guilt from Smollett. They want an apology out of him. Nah, not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Jussie Smollett just wants to move on with his life and forget this whole thing ever happened in the first place. The complaint, written by City Hall's top attorney Edward Siskel, lacks the hard-hitting language and denunciations of Smollett by Emanuel. It's devoted primarily to describing the allegations already spelled out when Smollett was charged in late February. So now the complaint was written by the City Hall's top attorney. I find that kind of hard to believe unless there's evidence there of that, which I don't see any evidence because they never brought it up. So where's the alleged complaint? If the City Hall's top attorney had wrote it, I think it's somewhere around, but you never know where. And it's ridiculous. Smollett, who is black and gay, maintains he has told the truth from the beginning. Reached by phone Thursday evening, a spokeswoman for Smollett's legal team said there wasn't an immediate comment on the lawsuit. Smollett's lawyers would have to respond with a court filing and could move in coming weeks to have the lawsuit thrown out. You know what? I would say throw the lawsuit out because it's stupid, ridiculous, and uncalled for. Because they're never going to, because Jussie Smollett is never going to pay that money back. Why? These, these people are just going to keep going after him until he cracks. But you know what? That's not going to happen. Jussie Smollett is not going to crack. As long as Jussie Smollett has maintained his innocence, and yes, he is an actor. I already know that because I do watch Empire every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on Fox 29. Thank you. And there is no way that he's going to pay this back. And of course, Jussie Smollett is openly gay, so that's why they're going after him because he's gay, and that's not right at all. Smollett lawyer Mark Geragos said in a letter to the city last week that claims Smollett made the entire thing up were defamatory, accusing Chicago of trying to harass Smollett and pointing to the dismissal of charges as proof he is innocent. It also said Smollett wouldn't be intimidated into paying anything. So yeah, there's no way Jussie's lawyer is going to let the court intimidate him. There's no way. Once Jussie Smollett had forfeited over the $10,000, that should have been it right there. No more than what he has done, than what he has forfeited over. So, and of course, the city of Chicago is trying to harass him and and everything else, and they shouldn't be harassing this young man at all. Unless the case is settled beforehand, the lawsuit would eventually go before a jury, which would have to decide if the city or Smollett is right. I'm going with Smollett. The hell with the city of Chicago, because there is no way in hell that's going to. I don't know. The judge has been taking sides, been taking favoritism over people lately. And you know what? That's not right at all. It should be right down the middle. But the judge, they always takes the DA's side instead of believing anything what the court appointed lawyers have to say. So, I mean, the judge get paid off, obviously. They're paid off to take the DA's side. If Smollett still refuses to pay after a verdict in the city's favor, his bank accounts could be frozen. That's a good one. I'm laughing at that one. They're going to freeze his bank accounts? Really? Come on. Somebody get real on this. Smollett admitted no wrongdoing, but agreed to do some community service before charges were dropped. He also agreed to forfeit $10,000 in bond money, which the city could use against him in the civil case as an implied admission of guilt. So now they're going to threaten him with the $10,000 to use against him. Oh, please. For the admission of guilt. So what guilt did Jussie have? None, because Jussie is innocent. And he did no wrongdoing, so why they want to threaten him with the $10,000? What, so they could put him in jail for 3 years? That's the most they can give him. But this $10,000 bond thing, he forfeited it. Wouldn't that be enough for anybody to believe something? Evidence sealed in the criminal case could be unsealed in the civil case and be presented at trial. Smollett could also be required to sit for depositions, forcing him for the first time to explain evidence that the city says shows he was lying. Okay, why would Jussie Smollett be lying, first of all? Why would he be lying? No. If he's saying that a couple of people have attacked him, then the police should have believed him. But instead, no. The City of Chicago Police Department saying, "Oh, you're lying. You made this up. Da 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 da." Have you not been listening? The City of Chicago Police Department, have they not been listening to his side of the story? Instead, they want to jump to somebody else and go through this mess and say, "Oh, you're lying. You made this up. You staged this. You paid these guys to attack." What? Please. To the city's advantage, the threshold for proof will be lower than in criminal court. The city won't have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt Smollett staged the attack in civil court. Only that it's more likely true than not true that he did. So they're trying to say that he did stage it, but Jussie is maintaining his innocence and saying he did not stage the attack. So I'm taking Jussie's side of the story. I'm not going to believe what the police are saying. I'm not going to believe what the lawyers are saying for the city of Chicago, because they're lying. And they're trying to say that they won't have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Really? Well, I guess we'll see what will happen. Among the risks for the city is that the civil litigation could end up costing far more in legal bills than it could ever hope to get from Smollett. So yeah, they're trying to, out of that $130,000 plus $130,000 to $390,000, they want more money off of him for the legal bills. come on, they're trying to drain him of his money. Really? You can't do that now. What is going on? You know, the city of Chicago is a big joke to everybody. That's what it is. It's a big joke. It's also unclear if Mayor-elect Lori Lightfoot is on board with the Emanuel administration's determination to keep legal pressure on Smollett. Lightfoot, a former federal prosecutor who will be Chicago's first black female mayor when she's sworn in on May 20th, has indicted only that the public deserves a better explanation for why the criminal charges against Smollett were dropped. So now you got Lori Lightfoot. It is unclear if she's going to be on the Emanuel administration's board. If I were her, I wouldn't do it because, you know, Rahm Emanuel is crooked as always. And of course, she will be sworn in on May 20th, so that'll be good. And they're going to have the first female black mayor ever. She is also determined to get Jussie Smollett convicted in that, but I doubt very much if it's ever gonna happen, because I doubt very much that Jussie Smollett will have to go to jail for 3 years or not. And you know, everybody is just piling up on him, and you know what? And they need to leave him alone. Let Jussie Smollett move on with his life. Leave your comments below. I am out.